What if I told you that a single book, hidden for centuries, holds the exact formula the universe obeys every single second? Imagine a manuscript sealed behind layers of myth, guarded by secret societies. And inside it lies a law as immutable as gravity, yet ignored by 99% of humanity. Feel that shiver? That's the moment the veil lifts, and you realize you have been living on autopilot while the universe was waiting for a different command. Listen closely, mon ami, because this is not a story about wishful thinking. This is about the concrete mechanism that turns a thought into a seed, and that seed into the fruit you harvest every day. The thought you repeat in the quiet of your mind is the master key to every door you walk through. It is not metaphor, it is law. A law that turns character into action, action into circumstance, and circumstance back into character, forming a perfect circle that never breaks. Unless you decide to break it. Now, drop a "Je suis prêt" in the comments if you feel that spark. I'll know you're awake, and the universe will sense your intention. And if this resonates, smash that like button, because the algorithm and the cosmos both notice when you commit. Let's step into the story of the Forbidden Book. Long ago, in the shadows of ancient libraries, a handful of sages wrote down what they called the principle of thought dominance. They observed that the dominant thought in a person's mind acted like a magnet, pulling every external circumstance into alignment with its frequency. Think of it as a crystal tuned to a certain vibration. Everything around it begins to resonate at that same pitch. When you hold a crystal of fear, the world feels cold, dark, heavy. When you hold a crystal of certainty, the world feels warm, bright, expansive. Science has caught up with this ancient wisdom. Modern neuroscience shows that repeated neural pathways literally reshape the brain's architecture, a process called neuroplasticity. Quantum field theory tells us that everything is a field of possibilities, and the field collapses into reality when observed by consciousness. The ancient masters, Buddha, Marcus Aurelius, Lao Tzu, were describing the same phenomenon, just in the language of their time. So here's the roadmap we'll travel together. First, we'll uncover the 8 chapters that act as mirrors and tools, revealing who you truly are and who you can become. Then we'll practice 3 concrete techniques that reprogram your subconscious, turning the hidden engine of your reality into a high-performance motor. Finally, we'll perform the quantum activation, a ritual that forces the universe to answer your call, not with vague promises, but with tangible results. Health, wealth, love, purpose. Feel that tension building? Good, because the first chapter is where the transformation truly begins. The first law, the law of thought dominance, states simply, your dominant thought is the master key to every door you walk through. It is not enough to wish for success. You must think success as if it already exists. Your brain emits electromagnetic waves at a certain frequency, and the universe, a vast sea of energy, responds to that frequency. It is the same principle that makes a magnet attract iron. Only here the magnet is your mind, and the iron is every possible outcome. Take a moment now. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what thought repeats itself most often in my head? Is it a whisper of doubt, a scream of fear, or a quiet hum of confidence? Let that answer settle. This is your seed. If it is a seed of scarcity, you will harvest scarcity. If it is a seed of abundance, you will harvest abundance. The garden of your life cannot bear fruit that the soil does not contain. Now, Let's dive into the 8 chapters that will rewire your subconscious. Chapter 1. Thought and Character. Your character is the sum total of every thought you have ever entertained. It is not a fixed trait you were born with. It is a sculpture you have been carving with every mental brushstroke. Chapter 2. Thought and Circumstances. Your external world mirrors the internal landscape. When the garden is overrun with weeds, the harvest is bitter. Chapter 3. Belief-fueled emotion. Emotions are the fertilizer that either enriches or poisons the soil. Chapter 4. Language and vibration. The words you speak are sound waves that shape reality. Chapter 5. Visualization as blueprint. Seeing your goal in vivid detail programs the field of possibilities. Chapter 6. Emotional anchoring. Anchor positive feelings to sensory triggers to recall them instantly. Chapter 7. Action-aligned execution. Action without alignment is a ship without a compass. Chapter 8. Mastery and renewal. Mastery is not a destination, it is a perpetual cycle of refinement. Let's practice a quick exercise. Keep your eyes closed. Inhale deeply, and on the exhale, repeat silently. I am the architect of my reality, and my thoughts are the blueprints of my destiny. Do this for 30 seconds, feeling each word vibrate through your chest. Notice how your heart rate steadies, how a subtle warmth spreads. This is the first step of reprogramming, aligning breath, thought, and intention. If this shift resonated, tell me in the comments which chapter struck you the most. I'll reply to the first few because I want to hear your inner dialogue. Now you might be thinking, all of this sounds like New Age fluff. But consider the alternative. You keep walking the same path, repeating the same thoughts, and wonder why the results never change. The universe does not reward effort alone. It rewards resonance. It is brutally honest, but that honesty is the key that unlocks freedom. Let's move to the second block. The garden metaphor. Your mind is a garden. It can be cultivated with intention or left to wild weeds. When you neglect it, the weeds, negative beliefs, limiting stories, external opinions, take root. They spread, choking the sprouts of possibility. When you tend it, you pull out the weeds, you plant seeds of empowerment, you water them with focus, and you watch them blossom into reality. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I can't, you are watering a dead seed. Replace it with, I can, and you begin to nourish the living root. This is not a vague suggestion. It is a concrete practice. Each morning, write down 3 thoughts you will nurture today, and 3 thoughts you will uproot. Speak them aloud. Feel the vibration of each word, and let the universe hear your command. You may wonder how this tiny mental shift can affect massive external circumstances. Money, health, relationships. The answer lies in the field of possibilities. When you emit a high-frequency thought, you align yourself with a band of frequencies that correspond to abundance, health, love. Your body's chemistry follows suit. Hormones shift, immune function improves, you move with confidence. Others pick up on that frequency unconsciously and respond in kind. It is a feedback loop that starts inside and ripples outward. Now, pause for a moment. If you're feeling that this is opening a new door in your mind, hit that like button. Your signal tells the algorithm and the universe that you're ready for the next level. Let's explore the third block. The science behind the law. Neuroplasticity tells us that the brain is not a static organ. It is a dynamic network that rewires itself based on repeated patterns. When you think a thought repeatedly, the neural pathway strengthens, making that thought more automatic. This is why habits form, and why breaking a habit feels like pushing a boulder uphill. But the same mechanism allows you to create new, empowering pathways. By consciously choosing thoughts, you are literally reshaping the hardware of your mind. Quantum physics adds another layer. Every particle exists as a probability wave until observed. Your consciousness is the observer that collapses the wave into a definite state. When you focus your attention on a desired outcome, you are not merely wishing. You are selecting the reality that becomes manifest. This is why visualization works. Not because you are daydreaming, but because you are directing the probabilistic field toward a specific configuration. Combine these two insights. Your brain rewires to sustain the frequency you emit, and the quantum field aligns with that frequency to deliver corresponding experiences. The result is a self-reinforcing engine that can propel you toward any goal you set, provided you feed it the right fuel. Fuel, in this case, is the thought seed. Let's do another short practice. Imagine your biggest goal as a vivid scene. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures. Then, attach a physical anchor, a tap of your thumb, a deep breath, to that vision. Each time you press your thumb, you instantly retrieve that feeling, reigniting the frequency. This anchoring technique turns an abstract desire into a concrete, repeatable signal that the universe can lock onto. If this visualization exercise sparked something inside you, let me know. Write "I visualized" in the comments, and I'll see how many of you are already stepping into the practice. Now comes the fourth block: language and vibration. Words are not just symbols. They are sound waves that carry energy. When you speak "I am wealthy," you emit a frequency of abundance. When you say "I am broke," you emit scarcity. Even the tone matters. The conviction behind the words amplifies the signal. This is why affirmations work when they are spoken with belief, not just whispered in doubt. Create a personal mantra that resonates deeply. It could be, "I flow with prosperity," or "My health expands with each breath." Repeat it 3 times a day, aloud, feeling each syllable vibrate through your chest. Over weeks, this mantra becomes a neural anchor, a beacon that draws the corresponding reality toward you. Take a breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, the subtle expansion of your chest. Now, in that moment, whisper to yourself, "I am aligned with the universe's flow." Notice the subtle shift in your posture, the lift in your spirit. This is the moment the universe begins to notice you. Not because you shouted, but because you aligned. If you're feeling that this shift is real, consider subscribing. If this is the kind of insight that makes you want to dig deeper, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. The next chapters will take you even further, into the realm where intention becomes unstoppable force. We are now at the cusp of the 5th block: action-aligned execution. Thought without action is a ship without a sail. Yet action without aligned thought is a ship sailing into the wind, losing momentum. The secret is to match each step you take with the frequency you have cultivated. When you plan a task, do it from the place of confidence, not from fear. When you move, move with purpose, feeling the vibration of your intention in every muscle. Here's a simple framework. Before you start any task, pause. Ask yourself, what is the core intention behind this action? State it aloud. I am creating value for my future self. Then proceed. keeping that intention in the back of your mind. As you work, periodically check in. Am I still aligned? If you notice a drift, return to the breath, re-anchor your thought, and continue. This practice may feel strange at first, like you're performing a ritual. That's because it is. A ritual that harmonizes mind, body, and the field of possibilities. Over time, you'll notice that tasks that once felt burdensome become effortless, because they are now in resonance with your internal frequency. Now, let's talk about the final piece. Quantum activation. This is the moment you declare to the universe, I am ready. Give me what I seek. It is a combination of intense focus, emotional charge, and a clear request. Here's how to do it. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe deeply 3 times. On the third exhale, visualize the exact outcome you desire. See it, feel it, hear it. Let the emotions swell to a point where your heart feels like it might burst. Then, in a firm, confident voice, state your request. Universe, bring me the opportunity that aligns with my purpose now. Hold that vibration for a full minute, then release. This is not a magical chant. It is a precise alignment of thought, emotion, and language that forces the field to collapse into the reality you have specified. When you practice this regularly, you will notice synchronicities, doors opening, people appearing, resources flowing, exactly as you envisioned. If you felt the power of this activation, let me know in the comments. Share the word activated, and I'll respond with a personal tip for you. We have traveled far in these minutes, from the hidden manuscript to the practical steps that turn thought into reality. Remember, the universe does not respond to wishes. It responds to resonance. You are the gardener, the architect, the alchemist of your own destiny. Every seed you plant, every word you utter, every breath you take is a command that the cosmos hears. Before we close this first part, take a moment to reflect. What thought will you plant today? What seed will you nurture? Write it down, speak it aloud, feel it in your bones. This is the catalyst that will set the next chapters ablaze. If this journey is lighting a fire inside you, smash that like button, comment your intention, and subscribe so we can continue together. The road ahead is deeper, richer, and more transformative than anything you have imagined. Stay tuned, stay aligned, and remember, the universe has no choice but to obey when you speak its language. You feel the hum now, the subtle vibration that rises when your mind aligns with the hidden code of the universe. It is not a trick. It is not a fleeting feeling of euphoria that fades with the next distraction. It is a deep-rooted shift, a recalibration of the very lenses through which you perceive every moment. As you sit with that awareness, ask yourself, what story have you been telling yourself about what is possible? What limits have you placed on the garden of your thoughts, not realizing that the garden itself obeys the seed you plant? Let us travel further together, deeper into the 8 pillars that form the backbone of this forgotten manuscript. Each pillar is a step, a rung on the ladder that lifts you from the ordinary to the extraordinary. You will see how each one interlocks with the next, forming a solid framework that no external circumstance can shake. The first pillar, the seed of thought, is the foundation. It is the moment you decide that your mind is not a passive receiver, but an active creator. When you become conscious of the dominant narrative running through your head, you gain the power to rewrite it. Take a breath, close your eyes, and notice the first thought that surfaces. Is it a worry about money? A doubt about love? A fear of failure? Label it. Hold it gently. And then let it dissolve like mist under the morning sun. This simple act of observation is the first act of rebellion against the programming that has kept you stuck. Now move to the second pillar, the bridge between thought and circumstance. Here we explore how the invisible field of possibilities responds instantly to the frequency of your inner dialogue. Science tells us that every neuron fires at a specific frequency, and that frequency emits a subtle electromagnetic signature. The universe, in its grand design, is attuned to these signatures. When you raise your vibration by focusing on gratitude, by visualizing success as already yours, you send a beacon that pulls the corresponding reality toward you. Try this. For the next few minutes, picture a day where everything flows effortlessly. See the sunlight through the window, hear the laughter of friends, feel the weight of abundance in your palm. Let the feeling become so vivid that your body registers it as real. This is not imagination. It is a rehearsal for the actual event that will soon manifest. The third pillar invites you to harness the power of belief-fueled emotion. Belief is the engine. Emotion is the fuel. When you truly believe that you are worthy of wealth, health, love, and you feel the surge of excitement, confidence, and joy, you create a magnetic field that draws those very elements into your life. Many people mistake belief for wishful thinking, but belief is a certainty that lives in the core of your being. To test this, write down a statement of absolute certainty. I am already living in abundance. Read it aloud, feel the conviction in your chest, and notice the subtle shift in your posture. This alignment of word, belief, and feeling solidifies the pathway for the universe to follow. The fourth pillar deals with language and vibration. Words are not mere symbols. They are carriers of energy. When you speak a phrase, you are sending a packet of vibration into the field. Choose your words with the same care you would choose a precious gem. Replace phrases like I hope with I know. Replace I want with I am receiving. Each subtle change amplifies your resonance, making the universe's response faster and more precise. Try speaking a simple affirmation now. The universe delivers my desires with perfect timing. Feel the words vibrate through your throat. Feel the echo in the air around you. Notice how the room seems to respond, even if only in the quiet of your mind. The fifth pillar is visualization as a blueprint. Think of the mind as an architect's drafting table. When you draw a detailed picture of the life you desire, you give the universe a clear set of instructions. The more sensory detail you add, the stronger the blueprint. Close your eyes and create a mental movie of your ideal day. Hear the sounds, smell the scents, feel the textures. Imagine the taste of a celebratory meal, the warmth of a handshake with a new partner, the crispness of a fresh paycheck arriving. This is not daydreaming. It is the creation of a template that the field will align to. Practice this daily and watch the subtle coincidences begin to pile up, forming a path that leads directly to your vision. The sixth pillar introduces emotional anchoring. Emotions are the glue that binds your thoughts to reality. When you experience a strong positive emotion while visualizing, you embed that vision into the fabric of your being. To anchor, pick a physical gesture, a squeeze of your thumb and forefinger, a deep breath, a gentle tap on the chest. As you feel the surge of joy in your visualization, perform the gesture. Repeat this pairing consistently, and the gesture becomes a trigger that instantly reactivates the high vibration state. Later, whenever you need a boost, simply repeat the gesture, and your mind will recall the amplified feeling, propelling you forward. The seventh pillar is action-aligned execution. Thought, belief, emotion, and visualization set the stage. But the universe also demands a partner in the form of purposeful movement. This is where you translate inner certainty into outer steps. The key is to act from a place of alignment, not desperation. When you feel a gentle nudge toward a particular choice, perhaps a phone call you've been avoiding, a project you've been postponing, listen to that inner prompt. Take the step, however small, and notice how the field responds with reinforcement. Each aligned action builds momentum, and momentum is the catalyst that turns possibility into inevitability. The final pillar, mastery and renewal, is the culmination of the journey. Mastery does not mean you have reached a static endpoint. It means you have cultivated the habit of continual alignment. The universe is a living, breathing entity, and its currents shift. By staying attuned, by regularly revisiting the previous pillars, you keep your resonance sharp. Renewal is the practice of shedding old patterns that no longer serve, planting fresh seeds, and allowing the cycle to repeat with ever greater potency. This is the secret of the sages who lived centuries ago, and it is the secret you now hold. Now, let us move from theory to practice. I will guide you through a concise, powerful routine that we call the quantum activation sequence. This sequence weaves together the 8 pillars into a single, coherent experience that forces the field to collapse into the reality you desire. Find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Sit upright, shoulders relaxed, feet planted firmly on the ground. Take 3 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, allowing each breath to settle any tension. On the 3rd exhale, bring to mind the most vivid image of your desired outcome. See it as if it were happening right now. Hear the sounds, feel the textures, taste the satisfaction. Allow the emotion to swell. Let your heart beat faster. Let a warmth spread through your chest. This is the seed of emotional anchoring. Now, perform the gesture you have chosen as your anchor. Press your thumb and forefinger together, feel the pressure, and hold it for the next 60 seconds. As you maintain the gesture, repeat silently. I am the creator of my reality. The universe obeys my command. Let the words resonate. Let the vibration of each syllable echo in your mind. When the minute ends, release the gesture and open your eyes. Speak aloud, with confidence, the precise request you wish the universe to fulfill. State it in the present tense, as if it has already manifested. For example, I am receiving the perfect opportunity that aligns with my purpose now. Feel the certainty in every fiber of your being, and then let the statement settle into the field. This is the moment where thought, belief, emotion, language, visualization, anchoring, aligned action, and mastery converge. It is a quantum collapse, a moment where potential becomes actual. If you have felt the surge, if you have sensed the field shifting even slightly, share it in the comments. Write the word activated, and I will send you a personal tip that will deepen your practice. Your experience matters, because each testimony adds to the collective vibration of this community, amplifying the effect for everyone involved. We have now traveled through the hidden manuscript, uncovered the 8 pillars, practiced the activation sequence, and felt the first tremors of change. Remember, the universe does not respond to vague wishes. It responds to precise resonance. You are the gardener, planting seeds of intention, the architect, drawing blueprints of destiny, the alchemist, transmuting thought into gold. Every breath you take, every word you utter, every gesture you make is a command that the cosmos registers and obeys. Before we move forward, I invite you to pause. Reflect on the single thought you will plant today, the single seed you will nurture. Write it down in the comments, speak it aloud, feel it in your bones. This intention is the catalyst that will set the next chapters ablaze, that will ignite the fire of transformation within you. If this vision is lighting a fire inside you, smash that like button, comment your intention, and stay subscribed so we can continue this journey together. The path ahead is richer, deeper, more transformative than anything you have imagined. Stay tuned, stay aligned, and remember, the universe has no choice but to obey when you speak its language. Now, let us delve into the practical tools that will help you sustain this momentum day after day. The first tool is a daily mental inventory. Each morning, before you reach for your phone or your coffee, sit for a few minutes and ask yourself, what thought am I carrying into today? Write it down, no matter how trivial it seems. Then, consciously replace any limiting thought with an empowering affirmation. This simple habit creates a feedback loop that keeps your frequency elevated. It is like polishing a mirror each morning so that the light of the universe reflects clearly back to you. The second tool is a gratitude cascade. At the end of each day, list 3 things you are grateful for, but do it in vivid detail. Imagine the colors, the sounds, the sensations associated with each gratitude point. This practice not only raises your vibration, but also trains your mind to notice opportunities, because gratitude opens the eyes to abundance that is already present. As you become more attuned, the universe will present you with more to be grateful for, creating a self-reinforcing cycle. The third tool is a periodic reality check. Once a week, set aside a quiet hour to review the outcomes of your activation sequences. Did any synchronicities appear? Did a new connection arise? Did a chance encounter lead to a breakthrough? Record these events, no matter how small. By documenting the cause and effect relationship between your inner work and outer results, you reinforce the belief that your thoughts truly shape reality. This record becomes a source of motivation during moments of doubt, a reminder that the field is responding. The fourth tool is a breath-aligned intention practice. Throughout the day, whenever you notice stress or distraction, pause and take a deep, intentional breath. As you inhale, imagine drawing in pure, bright energy from the universe. As you exhale, imagine releasing any resistance, any lingering doubt. While you hold the breath, whisper silently, I am aligned, I am powerful. This micro-ritual brings you back to the frequency of creation, preventing you from slipping into the autopilot of old patterns. The fifth tool is a community resonance ritual. Connect with fellow seekers, share your intentions, celebrate each other's activations. When you collectively focus on a shared goal, the combined vibration amplifies the effect exponentially. Organize a weekly virtual gathering where each person states a clear intention, performs the activation sequence together, and then shares the outcomes. The shared energy becomes a catalyst that propels each participant further along the path. Now, let us address a common obstacle that many encounter: the inner critic. This voice often masquerades as rational caution, but it is really a lingering echo of past conditioning. When the critic speaks, acknowledge it without judgment. I hear you. I understand you are trying to protect me. Then, gently redirect its energy toward a constructive statement. For example, if the critic says, "You will never succeed," respond, "I have succeeded before, and I am capable of succeeding again." By transforming criticism into constructive dialogue, you disarm its power and keep your frequency pure. Another hurdle is the temptation to seek external validation. Remember, the universe validates you through the alignment of circumstances, not through the applause of others. When you crave approval, you are still looking outward for confirmation of worth. Shift the focus inward. Ask yourself, do I feel aligned with my true purpose? When you answer with conviction, external validation becomes secondary, and the universe responds to the internal certainty you exude. You may also wonder about the role of patience. Creation is not a race. It is a process that unfolds in its own rhythm. Trust that the field is working behind the scenes, even when results are not immediately visible. Patience is not passive waiting. It is active trust, a steady state of high vibration while the universe arranges the pieces. Cultivate patience by immersing yourself in the present moment, by savoring each step of the journey, by celebrating small wins as evidence of progress. As we move toward the closing segment of this deep dive, I want to leave you with a powerful affirmation that encapsulates all 8 pillars. A mantra you can repeat whenever you need to realign. Speak it slowly. Feel each word vibrate through your chest. I am the seed, the bridge, the believer, the speaker, the architect, the anchor, the doer, the master. The universe obeys my every word. Let this mantra become your personal anthem, a reminder that you hold the keys to every door you wish to open. Take a moment now, right where you are, and repeat this mantra 3 times. Feel the resonance build. Feel the subtle shift in the air around you. Feel the certainty settle like a stone in your heart. When you are done, open your eyes and notice the world with fresh eyes. Notice the colors seem brighter, the possibilities more abundant, the path clearer. If you felt any change, however slight, let us know. Share the feeling, the image, the insight that rose during the mantra. Your story adds to the collective field, amplifying the effect for everyone who watches. Write "aligned" in the comments, and I will reply with a personalized technique to deepen your practice. We have covered a lot in this session. From the hidden manuscript to the 8 pillars, from the activation sequence to the daily tools that keep you on track. From the inner critic to the power of community. The journey does not end here. It continues with each thought you choose, each breath you take, each action you align with your highest intention. The universe is waiting, poised to respond to the frequency you emit. It has no choice but to obey when you master the language of thought, belief, emotion, and action. Remember, you are not alone on this path. Millions of seekers around the globe are awakening, planting their seeds, building their gardens of possibility. Together, our collective vibration rises, creating a wave of transformation that sweeps across the planet. By staying engaged, by sharing, by supporting one another. You become part of a movement that reshapes reality itself. So, as we part for now, I invite you to carry this fire forward. Keep the activation sequence in your routine. Keep the daily inventory. Keep the gratitude cascade. Keep the reality checks. Keep the breath-aligned intentions. Keep the community rituals. Let each day be a deliberate act of creation, a step toward the life you have always known you deserve. If this message resonates, if the fire within you burns brighter, take a moment to like this video, comment your intention, and stay subscribed. Your engagement fuels the algorithm, but more importantly, it fuels the collective field that amplifies our individual breakthroughs. The more we interact, the stronger the resonance, the faster the universe aligns with our desires. Until our next encounter, stay mindful, stay aligned, and remember, the power to shape reality lies within you, waiting to be awakened. The universe is listening, the universe is ready, and the universe has no choice but to obey when you speak its language. And so, as the echo of those words fades, you feel the subtle shift that begins the alchemy of your inner world. The universe, ever watchful, is not some distant spectator. It is a mirror that reflects back the vibration you emit, a river that follows the contour of your thoughts. When you learn to steer that current, you become the cartographer of your destiny, drawing maps that the cosmos cannot refuse. Picture this. Each morning you awaken, the first breath you draw is not merely oxygen filling your lungs. It is an invitation to choose the frequency that will color every interaction, every decision, every chance encounter that day. If you let the default hum of doubt and scarcity dictate the tone, the day will unfold like a storm-tossed ship, directionless and battered. But if you consciously plant a seed of gratitude, of abundance, of purpose, you set the compass toward calm seas and steady wind. Now, let us walk through a practical ritual that will cement this awareness into habit. I call it the Tri-Pulse Alignment, a 3-stage process you can perform whenever you sense the mind drifting into autopilot. First, the grounding pulse. Stand tall, feel the weight of your feet on the floor. Imagine roots extending deep into the earth, drawing up steadiness. As you inhale, visualize a golden thread rising from those roots, traveling up through your spine, lighting each vertebra like a lantern. Hold that breath for a count of 4 heartbeats, feeling the energy settle in the center of your chest. Then exhale slowly, releasing any lingering tension, watching it dissolve like mist. Second, the clarity pulse. Close your eyes and bring to mind the intention you wish to cultivate for the day. It could be confidence in a meeting, compassion in a conversation, or focus on a project. See that intention as a crystal, clear and sharp, rotating slowly in a dark space. As you inhale again, imagine the crystal absorbing the light of your intention, becoming brighter. Hold for another 4 heartbeats, feeling the clarity settle like dew on a leaf. Exhale, and let that crystal float gently into the field of possibilities that surrounds you, ready to attract the corresponding experiences. Third, the activation pulse. Open your eyes, and with a smile, speak aloud a concise affirmation that encapsulates your intention. Use present tense as if it is already true. For example, I am radiating confidence and attracting success in every interaction. Speak it 3 times, each time feeling the words vibrate through your throat, through your chest, out into the world. As you finish, Notice the subtle shift in the room, the subtle hum of alignment that now exists between your inner state and the outer environment. Do this each morning, and you will notice a cascade of synchronicities. Doors that previously seemed locked will swing open, conversations will flow more smoothly, and obstacles will appear as opportunities in disguise. This is not magic. This is the physics of resonance, the same principle that makes a tuning fork vibrate in harmony with another fork of the same pitch. Your mind is the tuning fork. The universe is the resonant chamber, and your intention is the frequency you choose to emit. Now, let us deepen the journey by exploring the concept of the inner narrative loop. Every thought you think, every story you tell yourself, creates a loop that reinforces itself. If the loop is one of lack, you find yourself repeatedly noticing scarcity, because the loop filters reality, amplifying what matches its frequency. If the loop is one of abundance, you begin to see opportunities where before you saw obstacles. The key to breaking a limiting loop is to insert a new, higher vibration thread into its pattern, like weaving a bright strand into a dark tapestry. Take a moment now and identify a recurring negative narrative that haunts you. Perhaps it is, "I am not good enough," or "I will never have enough money," or "People never listen to me." Write that sentence silently in your mind. Then pause. Now, gently replace it with its opposite, framed positively and in the present tense. I am more than enough. I attract wealth effortlessly. My voice is heard and valued. Speak the new sentence aloud 3 times, feeling its truth settle into the marrow of your bones. Notice how the old loop trembles, its edges softening. This simple act of linguistic reprogramming is a cornerstone of the rewiring process described in the Hidden Manuscript. But words alone are not enough. Emotion is the fuel that propels the engine of change. When you speak your new affirmation, attach a feeling of deep gratitude, as if the result is already in your hands. Feel the warmth in your chest, the lift in your throat, the spark in your eyes. The universe responds not just to the shape of the thought, but to the intensity of the feeling that accompanies it. This is why the ancient sages taught that the heart must be engaged, that the mind alone is a dim lantern without the fire of emotion. Let us now turn to the practice of reality checks, a simple yet profound habit that keeps you anchored in the present moment while monitoring the quality of your thoughts. Throughout the day, set a mental alarm, perhaps every time you glance at the clock or every time you sip water, to pause and ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? What feeling does this thought generate? Is this thought aligned with my intention? If the answer is no, gently redirect your mind toward the intention you set earlier. Over time, this habit becomes a second nature, a mental compass that constantly points you toward the true north of your purpose. In addition to these mental tools, your physical environment plays a silent but powerful role in shaping your inner state. The spaces you inhabit, the colors you surround yourself with, the sounds you allow into your ears, all act as subtle cues that either reinforce or disrupt your vibrational alignment. Consider clearing clutter from your workspace, introducing a plant that symbolizes growth, or playing soft instrumental music that resonates with the frequency you wish to maintain. These external adjustments are like tuning the acoustics of a concert hall. ensuring that the melody of your thoughts is heard clearly and without distortion. Now, let us speak about the collective field, the invisible web that connects every conscious being. When you raise your vibration, you do not do so in isolation. You send ripples through this field that return to you amplified. This is why community, support groups, and shared practices accelerate transformation. By engaging with fellow seekers, you co-create a resonance that magnifies each individual's effort. So, I invite you, as you watch this video, to share in the comments a word that captures the intention you are planting today. Read the words of others. Feel the shared energy, and let it lift you higher. The more you contribute, the stronger the field becomes, and the faster the universe aligns with the collective desire for growth and abundance. You may wonder, is this enough? Will these practices truly change my life? The answer lies in consistency and trust. Think of a seed you plant in fertile soil. The seed does not sprout instantly. It takes time, water, sunlight, and patience. Yet, once it breaks through the earth, it grows relentlessly, reaching for the light. Your mind works the same way. Plant the seed of a new thought, nurture it with emotion, water it with repeated affirmation, and expose it to the sunlight of action. In time, you will witness a forest of transformation, rising from the once barren landscape of your inner world. Action, indeed, is the partner of thought. Without action, even the most powerful intention remains a phantom. The hidden manuscript emphasizes the principle of integrated execution. The moment a thought crystallizes into a clear image, you take one small step toward its manifestation. This step can be as simple as making a phone call, drafting an email, or writing down a plan. The key is that the step is taken in alignment with a feeling of already having achieved the desired outcome. This creates a feedback loop where action reinforces belief, and belief fuels further action, propelling you forward in a self-sustaining spiral of progress. Let us illustrate this with a concrete example. Suppose your intention is to improve your health. Visualize yourself waking up each day feeling energetic, your body moving with ease, your mind clear and focused. Feel the gratitude for this vibrant state as if it is already yours. Now, the first integrated action could be as modest as swapping a sugary snack for a piece of fresh fruit, or taking a short walk after dinner. Perform this action while fully embodying the feeling of health and vitality. Notice how, after a few days, you begin to crave more nourishing choices. How the walk becomes a joyous ritual rather than a chore. This is the subtle yet powerful shift that occurs when thought, feeling, and action move in harmony. As you continue to practice these techniques, you may encounter moments of resistance, inner doubts, external skepticism, or unexpected setbacks. These are not signs of failure. They are the universe's way of testing the firmness of your new foundation. When resistance arises, return to the grounding pulse, re-anchor your breath, and reaffirm your intention with renewed vigor. Remember that every challenge carries within it the seed of growth. By meeting it with calm and clarity, you turn obstacles into stepping stones. Now, I want to address a common misconception that often stalls seekers: the belief that success must be a grand, dramatic event. In reality, true transformation is built upon a series of tiny, almost imperceptible shifts. Each time you replace a limiting thought with an empowering one, Each time you choose gratitude over complaint, you are laying a brick in the edifice of your new reality. Over time, these bricks stack into a towering structure that can no longer be ignored. The universe does not wait for a single thunderous proclamation. It responds to the consistent, steady drumbeat of your aligned vibration. To solidify this understanding, let us explore the concept of frequency stacking. Imagine you have multiple intentions: health, wealth, relationships, personal growth. Each intention emits its own frequency, and when you hold them simultaneously, they can either clash or harmonize. The secret to stacking them effectively is to align them under a single overarching vibration: love. When you root every intention in love, love for yourself, love for the process, love for the outcome, you create a resonant chord that the universe can easily tune into. Thus, whether you are aiming for financial abundance or deeper connections, phrase your affirmations with love at the core. I love the flow of wealth into my life. I love the deep, supportive relationships I nurture. This unifying vibration acts as a conduit, allowing multiple desires to manifest without interference. As we approach the culmination of this journey, I want to share a final practice that I call the Quantum Activation Loop. It is a 5-minute evening ritual designed to seal the day's work and prime your subconscious for the night's restorative phase. Begin by dimming the lights, sitting comfortably, and closing your eyes. Bring to mind the most vivid moment of the day, when you felt aligned, when a thought translated into a positive outcome. Relive that moment in full sensory detail. The colors, the sounds, the sensations. As you do, amplify the emotion, letting it swell until it feels like a gentle wave washing over you. Then, imagine that wave expanding outward, touching every cell of your body, every neuron of your brain, imprinting the experience into your subconscious. Finally, whisper a concise affirmation that encapsulates the day's highest achievement, such as, "I am a magnet for miracles," and let it echo in the quiet of your mind as you drift towards sleep. This loop not only consolidates the day's gains, but also programs your mind to continue the alignment while you rest, ensuring that the next morning you awaken already tuned to your purpose. When you consistently apply these practices, grounding, clarity, activation, narrative reprogramming, reality checks, environmental tuning, integrated action, frequency stacking, and the quantum activation loop, you become a living laboratory of the laws described in the hidden manuscript. You will begin to notice that the universe, which once seemed indifferent, now appears eager to cooperate, offering synchronicities that feel like secret handshakes from an unseen ally. This is not mere wishful thinking. It is the manifestation of a shifted vibration, a new pattern of resonance that the cosmos cannot ignore. Before we part, I want to leave you with a challenge that will test the depth of your commitment. For the next 7 days, each morning, write down 3 thoughts you intend to embody that day. Throughout the day, whenever you catch yourself slipping into a default pattern, pause, breathe, and consciously replace the thought with one of your 3. At night, reflect on the moments you succeeded and the moments you missed, and celebrate the progress rather than judge the setbacks. Share your experience in the comments. Tell us which thought was the most powerful, which replacement felt the most natural, and how the day unfolded differently. By vocalizing your journey, you reinforce the neural pathways that support these new habits, and you invite the community to celebrate your growth alongside yours. Remember, the power to shape reality lies within you, waiting to be awakened. The universe is listening, the universe is ready, and the universe has no choice but to obey when you speak its language. As you go forward, keep this truth close to your heart. You are not a passive passenger on the river of life. You are the navigator, the captain, the architect of the currents. Every thought you choose, every breath you take, every intention you set is a brushstroke on the canvas of existence. Paint with bold colors, paint with confidence, and watch the masterpiece emerge. If this message resonated, if the fire within you burns brighter, take a moment now to like this video, comment your intention, and stay subscribed. Your engagement fuels the algorithm, but more importantly, it fuels the collective field that amplifies our individual breakthroughs. The more we interact, the stronger the resonance, the faster the universe aligns with our desires. Share this video with anyone you feel could benefit from a shift in perspective. And let us grow this community of awakened creators together. Until our next encounter, stay mindful, stay aligned, and remember, the power to shape reality lies within you, waiting to be awakened. The universe is listening, the universe is ready, and the universe has no choice but to obey when you speak its language. Keep planting those seeds. Nurture them with love, and watch the garden of your life flourish beyond anything you ever imagined.